Calvary greetings in the name of our Lord and Savior Redeemer Jesus Christ. In such a time like this, the 30 precepts of the sage from the Holy Bible, the book of Proverbs. This is the 12th of the 30 precepts of sage. And this 12th precept says, do not withhold correction from a child. For if you beat him or her with a rod, he or she will not die. You shall beat him or her with a rod and deliver his or her soul from hell. Proverbs 23, 13-14. Likewise, Proverbs 13:24 says, he who spares his rod hates his son, daughter, but he who loves him disciplines him promptly. It's like a shepherd and the sheep. The shepherd guides the flocks. They're protecting them from danger. They're guiding them through the right path. This protection was evident in David over his father's flocks. His love for the animals was being, that he was there for them to ensure no danger comes upon them, to the extent of risking his life. When was it lion or tiger attacked one of the flock? The way David recollect how he fights this creature away from the flock. Because David, being together with these flocks, has grown the love for them, the care. One of the things the Lord sees in David, that caring heart. So, as much as the shepherd has authority to establish a firm boundary for their livestock, using their rod to guide them in line to where they're meant to go, calling them to order so that they don't go astray, so also to care for them. Sometimes wisdom could be used by the shepherd. So when the sheep hear the whistle and follow instruction, there will be no need for the rod being used. It is a rod of correction to guide the flocks aright, not whacking it on their flocks. No. And when necessary, to be physical, it will be something lightly done. Because can you imagine a shepherd that constantly whacking their flocks with the rod? It won't be long before all the flocks will die. And shepherd will have no flocks left. They will all be dead and gone. Using of this rod is not whacking it or just using it like that. Is the rod of correction. So also is parent to the child. Parent is the adult that has parental responsibility over the child. This responsibility is for the child's well-being, safeguarding the child's upbringing and their welfare in the child's best interest, so that they are well looked after and does not go astray. So this parent's role is to instruct, correct, guide, and guard the child aright. You guide them away from dangers. You guide them into the right path, because they are the first educator. These children, they're little. You, the parent, you are their first educator that gives them a strong sense of identity. They're watching you. They're listening to you. Therefore, as a parent, your rod of correction does not have to be physical. Correction can be made in various ways, such as withholding playtime or outings or gifts or special treats. Likewise, words of mouth, because talking to the child there are some words or some talks that get into the person's heart than a physical rod. Talking. I'm not saying shouting. I say talk. So talking. So discipline or correcting the child does not have to be by using rod or your fist. However, where necessary, it can be physical by using stick, not rod. As rod is something shepherds might likely use for their livestock, and that is definitely not for human. Also, as a parent, the use of physical punishment must not be done in anger, as in taking up your anger on the child. As much as the Holy Bible is instructing us to correct our children and for children to obey their parents, telling them, honor thy father and thy mother, obey them, honor them, respect them. But the Bible also tells us that parents, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. Certainly, there has to be boundary, rod of correction and love. Because when children are left alone to do things their own way, they try it and push boundaries and could go wire, which means you have not delivered their soul from hell. That means you have not do that ministry given to you, you have not done it well. Because as a parent, you need to guide these children, to lead them in the right path, to talk to them, to teach them. Get to know your child. Get to understand your child. That child is your child. Create time for them. Get to know them. Understand them. The more you know them, the more you will know how to tame their unruliness. You will be able to correct when they're going out of boundary. You'll be able to know what to say, when to say it, how to say it. Because the child you've already trained indoors, you don't need to use the rod outdoor. Because when you let the child know that when we go outdoor you misbehave, that is trouble. Don't show me off, I won't show you off. Some children, sometimes there's some things they won't dare do when they're indoors, but when they're out, because people will say, oh, don't say this to them or don't say that to them. They are the most people that will be around you, speak negatively about that child. But to your face, no, leave the child, oh, it's just a child. But is that what they're saying behind you? Teach your child in the way of the Lord. And as the child grows, they will not depart from it. So your rod of correction does not have to be physical. There are ways you can bring up your child, that you can correct your child. But you that want to bring up a child in the way of the Lord, what about you yourself? As I said, the child is watching. The child is listening. They hear. They see. You are the first educator. So, your rod has to be rod of correction to guide the child in life. In line to how, when, what, and where they are meant to do, to go, to say, calling the child to order so that they don't go astray. Like Psalm 23 says, He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness. So being firm with a child. As a parent, it is your duty to be that shepherd leading the child aright in the paths of righteousness and restore them wherever they might be going wrong. Not the authority's duty. as a parent, it is your duty, so that the child will know that you are with them and they will not fear you. They will know you well, that you are that secure base, that stability they need, the one that they will look up to and hold your hand. Even though this precept is telling us not to withhold the rod from a child, not to withhold the rod of correction from the child. You are in a community. You see someone else's child doing things wrong. You turn your back, that is not your business. You are not withholding the rod of correction. I'm not telling you to smack, lift your hand up, or shout at other people's children. If that child is a child you could talk to, call them back to correction. The child you correct does not have to be your biological child. Call that child back to correction. Lead them in the way of the Lord. If you cannot speak to them, take them to the Lord in prayer. Restore that child's soul. Lead them in the path of righteousness. Deliver their soul from hell. Because the Lord is watching. The precepts of sage, the principle of a godly life. Take the child to the Lord in prayer. Think about it. Reflect on it. Pray about it. Take action. Act on it. May the Lord teach us and lead us to make amendments where we've been getting it wrong, so that at the end of our journey here on earth, we will be with Him in His holy heavenly kingdom.